Hey guys, welcome back to the Lost in the Cost podcast. My name is AJ, aka Dot's Hobby Spot, and yes, this is episode 7. That there is.
Pack Papa on Instagram.
And today we're going to do a little bit of a special episode here. We're just going to be talking about grading, kind of like our experience, what we do when we do grading, and, I guess kind of the gist of our process. But before we get into all of that conversation there, we do have a little bit of a rip going on.
Yep.
Scott
Start with the rip.
is
I got Bowman U Chrome basketball
is on the.
because, like I mentioned, like 4 weeks ago, like Caitlin Clark
Yes, you
and
were
things like
talking.
that.
That was
And
before.
then Caitlin Clark's busted the record now, so of course her stuff is going up. And also, shared those little pictures here and there, but like, okay, so like Brock Purdy had this up and down, and then not really up. But like that one I sent you, Caitlin Clark is only going up.
Yeah,
So there, women's sport,
but I mean, like,
shorter print.
do you think that she'll peak and then she'll go down? Like, or no,
Well,
no,
the
no, no,
thing
no, no, no.
is,
I mean, like, when Prism, like, if she when she gets in the WNBA,
she has to declare first,
yeah,
and then yes, her Prism rookie will be the chase.
yeah,
First overall, potentially going to absolutely change women's, well, WNBA. She already technically has changed
mm-hmm.
women's basketball. And as long as someone was like, oh, good women's players like averages around 20. So if she comes in and she just starts banging off like 35 points a game,
Yeah,
it's going to be, I don't even know, just her value will be there.
yeah,
And since we're on this anyways, I've been looking at a lot of WNBA different rookies and stuff, and then you look at the draft classes, and 22 and 23 haven't been that good, I guess.
mm-hmm.
So then the cards, like I want to try to, I'm always looking at like a silver or a numbered card if I can.
Yeah,
But then some of these people, like the third choice overall in 23, her rookie is pretty cheap, Maddie something, but then she switched teams or something already. There's a couple like that, top five. And then I also noticed that in the WNBA, all the top players that would have value on their cards either don't have a rookie card
uh-huh,
because they're all vets before Prism was made. So you find these like weird Sports Illustrated cards
yeah,
or just like random, Ginter, Allen and Ginter or something.
uh-huh. A and G's, yeah.
So they just don't have anything.
Oh yes, yeah. So I'm looking at those right now too, because I'm like Kelsey Plum. She's a pretty big
Hmm. Well,
player.
she was just on because she said something to some guy I don't know, influencer,
Something,
reality
yeah,
TV
to
dude.
pass the
And I'm like,
ball.
who cares about that guy? Because she's like, pass the ball, bro. Like, okay. Then he came back on Twitter and said something.
He's just clapping back, whatever, dude.
It doesn't matter, but
Okay, buddy. No, but it's like, yeah, there's no
her card's old.
her cards.
She doesn't have a Prism rookie.
Exactly, she doesn't have a Prism rookie because it wasn't made, and
Yeah.
so her cards are going for like $4 or $5.
Hmm.
Hmm. Interesting.
And like Sabrina Ionescu is the biggest rookie in Prism you could get.
Yeah,
But Caitlin Clark could come in and dethrone her from the whole like shooting thing. So that will
that'll be cool.
maybe drop the price. But what's the guy that was played for the Pacers? Reggie something that was or Ray
Reggie
Allen
Miller.
or
Reggie Miller.
yeah, the shooter.
Yeah, Reggie Miller.
Yeah. And like he was good, but he was no Seth Curry type thing.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part because I remember growing up thinking that Reggie Miller was so good at shooting, and then
Hmm.
it comes
And like
Steph, and you're
Ray
just like,
Allen.
yeah,
So like Ionescu's one of those
yeah,
in comparison.
yeah.
But that's a projection.
And her prisms, her hollow refractor, silver hollows are like $75 US.
Yeah, I gotta get a silver of hers. even though it probably will go down over time.
Yeah.
But I do have like three Caitlin Clarks right now. I got under comp deals on all of them.
Yep.
Two pinks and one base chrome
That's
first, but
perfect.
I'll rip this chrome Bowman U and see what happens. Because who knows?
So what comes in
That could be
this?
cool. What's that?
What comes in this Bowman U?
Dude, I don't even know, man. I never even opened any of this stuff before. I've been anti Bowman for a long time. There's four pinks in here,
Okay.
and then
See the
there's
value of it.
parallels, refractors, pinks, purples are numbered, aquas, aqua
There's a
wave.
super
I
fractal
think there's
too.
autos and stuff in here. Yeah, there's autographed super fractors. So this could be
Oh
like
my gosh.
a nuts.
For the
They could
pot.
be super nuts. But you know what I also wonder is like,
Uh,
so women's is not as popular, right?
yeah.
So would they, you know how like companies like to pump bulk into these things?
Yeah.
So is it gonna be like that, or is it gonna be all good? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm
We'll
trying to
see. I
say.
guess
But like
that's why we're opening it.
first pack, I think Wendy's in this too.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Wemby's in that.
So like Chrome card is always nicer. Never heard of Ressier Bolton. Never heard of Khalif Battle,
I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of
Darren
people we've never heard
Holmes,
of.
and Colin Chandler. They're all Bowen first.
They all look like what's it
This
called?
one's got more of a refractor finish to it.
Yeah, that's a refractory.
Oh, it says it. I love that Tops does add that in there. So we do have a refractor Bowman first for the Khalif Battle.
It's
Get
super
that
sweet.
shiny,
That's so shiny.
shiny. But if there's only one refractor per box, maybe that sucks. No pinks yet. Here's the first pink. Dawes, Bowman. Nick Smith Jr., Jalen Wilson. Anything yet? Bull Richardson.
Bro.
A pink first. Cam Whitmore.
Cam Whitmore.
You know him?
No.
So far, not so good, right?
Yeah. I don't know. No.
There's a pink again.
Is that is there
Jaden
females in there?
Bynum. Hmm?
Oh, okay, yeah, never mind. There's Kiki
There's a
Rice.
women's Kiki Rice, Julian Phillips, Seth Trimble, and a pink Keyshawn Bartholomew.
Hmm.
You
Nice.
recognize him?
No, I don't recognize any of these players. Thing about it is that up here they don't really show too much
Yeah, we don't get any real
NCAA.
college stuff. It gets
Yeah,
shoved in my score feed, but doesn't mean I read it.
and
Roddy
it's
Gale Jr.,
yeah, only March Madness
Gigi
is when we get
Jackson,
it.
oh, whatever this is, Fractor, and a
Can't you right?
Femi, I don't know. This
Odukale,
is Keyshawn Wright.
skyscraping.
It's a cool looking card. I'm not going to look up the odds on it though.
Here, I'll do it for you.
Tyler Campbell on the back of the pink. Oh, good. Women's first. Caroline Ducheron. Look at the top edge. So all birdie. I wonder if it will clean off. Trace Jackson Davis.
Oh,
Look,
skyscraping,
this guy looks
nothing.
so old.
He looks fairly old.
Looks like his name is one of the names that they like make fun of it in that Key and Peele.
Oh yeah,
Or, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Frankie Collins and Tiger Campbell on the pink first. Two more to go.
But as a like NCAA like player, I mean, how
Yeah,
cool it is to at least you're on a card.
yeah, that's cool. Mikey
Oh, I
Williams,
know Mikey.
you do?
Yeah,
It's not a
dude,
first, so
is not the first. That guy's been there's a lot of like controversy on him. I think he was in jail or like there's some
I don't
like
know who this
legal
Cougars
stuff.
guy is. Bowman Facts, power forward. I don't know what that is. It's a Jarace Walker, Chris Livingston, and a Race Thompson. It's two races. That's a cool
Jeez.
picture, actually, just after the dunk.
I think yeah, Mikey might be your biggest card.
Nike, Mikey what?
Mikey Williams. He was I'm pretty sure there was
Caitlin
some.
Clark on the back.
Oh, nice. Never mind. We got a bigger card.
Kyle Lofton, Zion Cruz, Brendan Murray, DeMar
Oh,
Langford,
bro.
Pink versus Caitlin Clark.
Dude,
There we go.
wow.
Perfect.
Holy smokes. What are well, you're
And
all
last pack.
dude, that's nuts.
So now I got three pinks. These are comping, let's say 60 to 80 Canadian.
Yeah.
And this is the grading episode, so like I can already see a couple of things. Like I'll hold it up
Yeah.
and I'm gonna just the centering left to right is pretty good, but the top to
Top to bottom,
bottom
you could
is
totally feel
definitely
that.
off.
Yeah.
So like that's only one factor on the grading thing. Um, I'm just looking at it under my regular light. So there's a mark in the surface that I see, but otherwise it's not bad. Little card dandruff on it. Just sometimes you see these marks in the print, but they're not actually on the surface.
Seeing, yeah. There was one that I had one that was like a first Bowman too, and it was like I'm like, is that a print line? But it was actually like the fence on the card.
Hmm. Yeah, that's nuts, man.
Dude,
What a
congrats.
cool, like, oh, that's sweet. Like, I'm happy with that card.
Yeah.
Like, it's a card that I've been trying to get. And the price of the blaster is only 30 something.
Oh, net positive there.
Yep.
It's pretty
How
pretty
rare.
good. How
Didn't
rare.
get any like cool numbered stuff, but this is perfectly fine.
Did the your other Caitlin Clarks are those you send those for grading?
Um, the one that I got locally has like a squiggle somewhere in her shorts,
Yeah.
so I'm kind of not gonna do that.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm thinking about just going for a 10 of her card anyways, and just not dealing with it. I
yeah.
just gotta find the top
And
loader down here.
of our card is going for 245 US.
Okay, so and a base
No, 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 no,
PSA.
no, no. The pink.
I'm looking at some base, and I kind of want to get a refractor of it
Let's
as
see.
well.
Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. It's crazy how
Refractor
much.
is always cool.
Yeah, I like refractors.
They're just not as um common, and people like forget that.
Yeah. So our base is probably about like 160, 180 US
PSA.
PSA. Uh-huh.
So I'm not looking at a PSA, which is
Oh,
rare for me.
what are you looking for?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, you don't want to talk about. Okay.
Well, actually, I'm looking at a tag 10.
Oh, you're looking at a tag.
Yeah, tag 10. So I did do one sub with tag before,
Yeah.
and this is the grading episode. So I've actually done probably a sub with everybody,
Yeah.
every company in Canada except KSA. And first off, right off the bat, KSA sucks. I don't care. They can come
I've
after me.
I've seen some of their
I've
stuff and I'm not a fan.
no the whole case. So like what PSA came out in 97, 98 or something, maybe older, but KSA came out in 1997. KSA has not changed a thing since their inception, and they suck. They're just the ugliest holder. There's no tech in it. It's I don't even have one to show you. The logo's brutal. It's they're the easiest to crack. and they have this like disgusting black foam thing inside it.
Oh,
People, the only card a KSA I'll like look at it is like a Wayne Gretzky rookie.
yeah. Yeah, I've seen
That's
a
the
yeah.
only KSA thing I'll look at.
I know because I walked into that shop one time and I'm just like, what's all this KSA stuff? I'm like, I think it's the first time I've actually seen it, and I'm all like, I'm not buying. I'm not gonna touch this stuff. Like I'm
Because
like,
you don't know what you're getting.
yeah,
It's just not it's just not good. I've seen like super OC cards get tens in a KSA holder, and I just don't like it. Like PSA will put a card that's off-centered in a 10,
yeah.
and PSA has a stranglehold on it. Just out of straight up volume. It's disgusting. But it is what it is for the PSA thing.
Mm,
But I also think the window for a 10 with PSA is just big. It would dip down into someone else's 9.5.
I was gonna say I'm all like, yeah, it'd probably be like a 9.5 or something somewhere else. But I mean,
Hmm.
since I mean, you don't have like point fives or anything like that.
Yeah.
You just it's either 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Depends on
So
the
like the
day.
9 window is so big
Yeah.
for PSA. That's why there's so many nines.
Mm,
And I cannot bring myself to buy PSA nines anymore. I stay away from it. If I get a nine, it's gone. I don't care.
yeah.
I don't care how short of the print. It's probably gone. Mike, PSA 101 it got a 9 on that Drake London. It's gone. Like it
Yeah.
was, I had it for a while because it's a neat card. I pretty much graded it to make sure it was authenticated,
Yeah.
and it didn't really matter. But like that's not even the point. The whole thing grading thing, right off the bat, for new people, if you've never graded before and you're wondering or curious or something, if you want return on your value, you have to grade it PSA.
Yeah.
It doesn't really
And
matter. The only exception is Beckett.
mm,
The only. Half the other companies, even in the States, people are grading a card for this fast turnaround. Let's say it tens, people will maybe go like, oh, I don't know if I'll crack a 10 SGC.
yeah.
But most of the time, people are buying it to crack it and put it in a PSA holder.
Yeah.
That's all they're doing. It's just like you want to know beforehand if your card's in good condition.
Oh
Because,
man.
like when I met you, you had SGC slabs.
Yeah.
Did you do that sub yourself?
Yeah. I did do that myself. It
But
was
why'd you do SGC?
because it was the cheapest option. I'm just like, oh, okay, like, and it's a promo on Instagram, and
Yeah.
they're just like, yeah, $10 per card, blah 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 blah, and I'm all like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. I wasn't thinking about grading stuff, and then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe I'll start grading stuff. So that's why I was like, oh, Joe SGC, like it looks cool, like with the black and around it. And then once I got it, I'm like, okay, cool, like do more research on selling this stuff, and then I'm just like seeing like, oh, PSAs to go when you want to sell and this and that. So it's I graded with SGC I think twice before switching over to PSA because it's like
Mhm.
SGC had those specials on like $10,
Yeah.
fifteen
Like
dollars, but
15 business days is sweet.
yeah,
It's great. But like, unless it maybe a 9.5, 10 department in the SGC, like you could think about it. But like in hand a SGC holder, like really got to me. Like the minimalism of it is sick, but the size of that holder is
it's
like, what are we
fairly
doing
big.
here?
Yeah,
And I know during like COVID, the SGC had like a little uptick because one of the Mickey Mantles sold for like a record number in a SGC holder.
uh,
So then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is a huge thing for vintage. But
yeah,
SGC for speed, just put it that way.
and that's what it seems like. Yeah, there was a debate online. Somebody was I don't know some video I was watching. It's like if you had like a CJ Stroud, like one of the first refractors, one like hollows or whatever,
Hmm.
silver hollows, would you grade it SGC for the quick flip, or would you go to PSA for long term hold? I guess, but I guess
Like you can get quicker turnaround with upcharges
yeah,
with PSA.
yeah,
Now, is it worth it? Sometimes, but that you have to know that the card's going to be worth a certain amount after. And I always look at my cards and pretty much look at it if this is a lock for PSA 10 or not,
yeah.
and then I'll send it to PSA. That's the way I do look at that. Or if it's extremely short printed, I look at grading no matter what. Um, that goes kind of against my like if it's a 10, like I'll keep the tens. Then nine, even short print or numbered, I still move it.
Mm-hmm.
But like the tens come in and I go, oh, my baby, should I keep this card or not? But I really want to look at them and go, that's a lock.
Yeah.
But I'll sub some stuff that's maybe a little suspect if it's short print. And you want authentication, you want this. It is nice to scan those QR codes on the PSA card and see like where
Like
like
the
the
pop
pop
count.
counts. Or
Yeah.
you might be able to pull a quick comp
Yeah.
because it has auction value.
Oh yeah, yeah, it does.
Yeah. But like KSA doesn't do that. So just more KSA, punch them a little, forget them. Um, but like PSA has it all. What do we have in Canada here? We have KSA. Calgary has overtime, and overtime is pretty cheap, super fast. The holder is identical to PSA with a different paper insert, but that guy down there grades so hard.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, I've tried to find an overtime 10. It might be impossible.
Oh,
So I'm pretty sure if a card hit a 10 in an overtime, it might legit be
like a black.
a black BGS Beckett.
Oh,
So that's overtime. Overtime's cheap. I've done some stuff with them just because I'm like, oh, let's throw this in a slab. Like I talked about the Black Knights in last week. Um, the first one I pulled, I just wanted it slabbed, so I did just send it down there
uh-huh.
and got it done in Calgary, and it was a nine, and it crossed over to a PSA nine. So like sometimes in defense of other grading companies, you talk about crossover stuff.
Uh-huh.
I even and then Canada also has MNT in like the Toronto area, which is pretty tough too. The holder's identical to Beckett BGS with subgrades that are free,
Yep.
and their grading is competitive pricing with PSA. But if you're looking for resale, you still are going to get the PSA. But the MNT does this cracked ice logo. They do like, I think they might actually have a black and a cracked ice
Oh,
10. Cracked ice 10 is kind of sick.
and you
But
graded with them before?
I do some, I did McDavid rookies with them, just
Okay.
like glossy and OPG retros.
Yeah.
They got 9.5s. I'm pretty sure if I cracked them and sent them to PSA, they'd be 10s.
Okay.
And then I did a bunch of vintage Ray Borks in MNT. They come to the expo every year, so I kind of give them cards. So hockey's so Canadian that I
Yeah.
don't find it that bad to have a hockey card in a Canadian grading
Canadian.
company.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way for a Canadian grader to have market share is if we do support.
It's true.
So if we don't support, they're just going to go away and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
So if we do more and more in a Canadian company for Canadians, then we could technically have them Like be here long enough to have market share.
Market, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, now that you're saying that, it's like I'm debating. Okay, maybe I could submit some of my stuff to Koba, which is the
Well,
one that,
Koba's only TCG.
yeah,
And I do all my Pokemon and all my Dragon Ball to Koba.
yeah. And
Subgrades on
what's
the
the price? What's
back,
the price range with Koba?
probably $15 for like 30 days or something
Oh, that's not bad.
Canadian.
Maybe I'll do
The
my other
States, I can't
Charizard
speak
there.
for them.
Yeah,
But they do the subs on the back. The holder's not like anyone else's.
it's a pretty nice
Um,
holder actually.
you can get a Black Label 10, which is super nice. I did that once with the Pokemon card there.
That's pretty
I
cool.
have other 10s. So basically, all I do now with them is keep 10s,
Yeah,
but I haven't subbed in like a year.
I need to
I
see.
have some drop off points in the city as well.
The Koba is here.
Hmm.
Okay, take a look.
So like that's cool because half the problem for us is like
Hmm.
shipping a card because you're like, okay, I got this card, now I got to ship it. So I'm paying money on that plus the fees, and then you end up with shipping back. And a lot of people are talking about the customs
Oh man.
being aggressive.
Yep.
So it just makes sense to go to shops or keep it local.
And that was the issue I had when I was grading with SGC is that I'm like, oh yeah, $15 card, $15 US, probably around $20 Canadian, close
Hmm.
to it. And then like I send it down there, you do all the shipping stuff, and then you ship it back up here, then you pay customs fees
Hmm.
on the stuff that came back. And I'm like, I'm already I could have just sent it to PSA
Yeah.
for the
Well,
price that I was
through a
paying.
shop though.
Through a shop, yeah, 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 through a shop.
Yeah, or do your own PSA.
Well, no, 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 through a shop. Like
Yeah.
the amount I paid, I'm just like, oh, I'm not gonna do that again. So the second time I did grade with SGC, I sent it to my buddy's house
Hmm.
down in the States, and I just picked it up when I went to go visit. And I mean, like, it sucked because it was too late in the season for me to
Oh, for
sub.
flipping reasons, like to
Yeah,
cash it in.
yeah, 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 yeah. Because I had that Desmond Ritter that was at his house, and I'm just like, oh, the Desmond Ritter market's like on fire right now. Wish I had my
Hmm.
card.
And now it's trash.
So now it's trash, and that's why I'm like, yeah, I'll just put this thing up on eBay, kind of just let it go.
Yeah, the it's all about that thing, like just making sure you have it or not. Sometimes a raw card is better.
Yeah,
I personally like it's PSA 10 or raw. That's where it should be
and
for
that's what
me.
it seems like. Because I mean, stuff for PSA 9 are basically
They
selling
used to be better, man.
for
A
raw.
9 used to do better.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't. Like it used to be a 8 was raw value.
Uh,
Now a 9 is barely, sometimes less than raw.
yeah. It's crazy.
So but like I look at lots of cards all the time and I would rather have a card that sells raw well
Hmm.
than a 10. Like it doesn't need to be graded. And that's like something that's super lost on everything. Like wouldn't you rather have a good parallel of a good player versus a 10 base card or trying to buy that 10 version of that parallel, which will like, let's say $100 raw
Yeah.
or 500 in a 10. Guess what? It's the same card.
Oh
It's just
man.
like the margins are not as good.
Yeah.
But like we already talked about like the 10 of this being hundreds of dollars,
Yeah. Like close to
like the
300.
Kalen Clark Pink.
Uh-huh.
Just but there's no real reason why.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. I've gone through so many phases. So like raw made sense, but now it's like tens. But the tens go are for like resale, not
Hmm.
for collecting.
Yeah.
And unless it's it just all depends. It's subjective-ish.
Yeah. Like,
But like I'll look at PSA because I want to retain value later down the line.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
My favorite grading company for sports cards that gives you no value is tag.
Yeah.
Like the computer grades the card,
That's it. And I mean, like, that's pretty cool. I think it's,
and the QR code shows you the ranking in the pop where that card is.
yeah.
So, and if you scan it, you can get the scan of the card shows up and it shows you where the flaws are.
Hmm.
It is the best online experience.
I mean, yeah, you showed me that when I was looking at your cards, and I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know why there's so
They're just
much
not
that
gonna
people don't like it. But they did have a
just
cool
because they
thing.
don't
I
have
mean,
the whatever it is. They come to the expo in Canada, or
yeah.
they did last year, and then I did a sub with them and just like gave them the cards. They took them, and I only had to pay shipping home.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know if I have anything to send them this year. But I'd
Uh-huh.
like seeing all the numbers on it. I think I have one in my bag. I do have the one tag left.
Are you when they come here? Are you gonna get your own card created by tag?
Yeah, I want that. If
That'd
they're
be pretty
doing
cool.
that again,
Yeah.
oh, I can hold up my two pinks
Oh
now.
my
Actually, I
gosh.
have three. That one's not here. In this bag, there's the tag. Tag 10. T-Law, Yellow Flood, rated
Tila.
rookie. So like when I pulled this card from the dollar store, I was like, this is definitely a 10 in my head.
Yeah.
And it's a 968 out of 1,000 because it used 1,000 point scale there.
Yeah.
And if you scan that, it will just show you where they found the flaws on it. And I'm pretty sure anything over like 955 or something on the 1,000 point goes into the 10.
Tens, yeah.
But like, I don't know. No one ever is like, how much for that? So I don't think anyone cares. And all my other tag cards, I just sold them away. Oh no, that's a lie. I also had a Di Maria uh, Green Velocity 10
Who was it?
from above. He's a soccer player.
Oh, okay.
They won the World Cup. So I slabbed that thing
Oh,
up.
Di Maria. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 985 out of 1,000
That's pretty
on
good.
the scale. It's high, man.
Hmm.
So maybe I should get stuff together and try to go for the highest I can. Actually, there's a 9-5 I have in overtime in a Fortnite card,
Okay.
like a 9-5. Like I thought that I was like, this card's a 10. It's a
It's a 10 for PSA.
yeah, it would be a PSA 10, but I should take it if tag comes here. I should get it slabbed by tag
Yeah.
because it could be one of the highest out of 1,000, which would be sick.
Hmm.
But I like if I scan that yellow tag um, card I have, it comes up. It's like first graded, highest graded. So like that's a cool little thing,
Yeah.
right? Like if another one gets graded, it will push my pop down, maybe. But it's first and highest of all of them,
Yeah. One
which
of
is
one.
also cool. Yeah, pretty much. I should. There it is, 101. I just don't. They just can't get market share.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because I mean they've been there for a while. They've
Few
been,
years now.
yeah.
They're trying to basically. When I talked to them at the expo last year, they want to be able to just put their machine in a store, and you could just go get your card graded,
That'd be
put it
like
in,
pretty cool.
get a slab.
I mean, that'd be pretty cool because
Yeah, because no shipping, no
yeah,
customs.
they just get their money. You get your slab,
Hmm.
gets everything etched onto it. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because okay, that trade we did a few weeks ago
Yeah.
with the Bryce Young and yeah, just the Bryce Young was in the trade.
Yep.
But I had two cards because I've been talking about that CJ Stroud Neon Pulsar
Yes, you have.
and like it looks good. You could compare it to the 10 PSA that's out there, like on centering and stuff. And I know the service is good, but I decided that I was nervous about being a lock for a 10 because it's so subjective. It's a person. It could be someone that hates me mentally. Like they just like channeled that it was me and they decided to nine the card because
Yeah.
the window is so big with
Yeah.
PSA. So it's the first time I did it, but I rushed two cards to BGS because I want those subgrades. The Bryce Young trade with you, I did not. I know it's not a 10 with PSA.
Uh-huh.
There's like a mark on it and the dimples that you've seen before,
Yeah.
but we're looking at that thing for scarcity. So that's why I would have subbed it. Like I'm pretty sure the print runs like 5 for these
Yeah,
cards.
I'm pretty sure it's
The
pretty
way
small.
the way that they're showing up online for sale, it's pretty low. It's around 5. It has to be.
Uh-huh.
So I looked at it, it's not a 10. But I'm like, it's so rare. We're gonna take this to BGS because if it hits a couple good subs, I can control my price a bit,
Yep.
right? And in some people's heads, uh, the subgrades could be mean. It could mean 10 in a PSA holder.
Yeah.
So I rushed the Bryce Young for BGS, and I also sent in the CJ Stroud with it because I was so in my head about it not tenning that I want to fall back
On
on those
subgrades.
upgrades. So this is the exception to a PSA 10. But also, if you're ever looking and you see a black label BGS or a Beckett card, they sell for way more money. And like a Beckett 9.5 pretty much is the same as a on the market as a
A
PSA
10.
10. Just doesn't look as nice on your number there.
Yeah. Dude, those are so nice, those black
The
labels.
black label is it's take a PSA 10 and times it by 4 for a resale. If you get a black label of a lot of cards, you could pretty much name your price.
Ooh, it's nice.
Like I'm just thinking of my Stroud, like the PSA 10 Pulsar somehow is doing like 1700 Canadian.
Yeah.
So if I can um
Dude, that is
I'm
nuts.
thinking nines. I don't I don't I don't know. But like the subgrades, I would be able to help myself
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
get more than raw in a BGS holder.
So you like looking at this? So I just found like a Pikachu black label
Hmm.
BGS pristine 10 sold for
Black,
250 US. And then I looked up the counterpart for PSA 10, like $30.
you're looking at a black label versus a PSA 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
See what I'm saying? Like
So as I mean,
times
like,
4.
so I mean, if you know this thing's gonna has a chance at a black label, you subbing it to
Hmm.
PSA, or are you gonna go for sure, or are you
If
gonna
you
go
get a card
BGS?
that you think actually has a shot
Yeah,
for this black label, BGS it. You're not going to get an upcharge,
that's true. Yep,
and the resale value is unbelievable.
dude, it's nuts. Like I didn't know that it was that big of a price difference.
Like, I wonder if you had a black label MNT, if people would pay a premium on it or not. Like a Canadian company and a sick holder, it would cross over.
You think so? You think it would cross over?
Hmm. You could just sub it for one of those crossovers if you wanted to.
Hmm. Dude, that's nuts.
Sometimes I
I
would buy a card in a Canadian company grading to like get a good grade or buy the crap grade to get
uh
the card for less and then just put it in a good holder
yeah.
with some value to it.
Wow.
Black label, man,
Black labels where it's at.
BGS. But like the one shop that we like is going to start doing more BGS. They wouldn't do this rush for me, so I did go back to our regular my regular
The
stomping
regular
grounds,
study.
and they do it, but I did have to pay the shipping there and back. That's the one thing that BGS doesn't do is pay for the shipping back.
uh,
But well, the Bryce, I'm hoping 9. In a dream world, let's say the Stroud's gonna 9.5.
you think so?
If in a dream world,
What did you find wrong with the shroud?
not on the face. On the back, I feel like there might have been like a little bit of a line on the lower side. The
Okay.
back isn't weighted as heavy as the face, but it's still a thing. To me, that's it takes it off the 10 thing,
Yeah.
and that's why I would rather let's say they just give me a surface subgrade of 10, edges 9.5, back or corners or 9 or something, and it comes down. It is what it is. If it has that subgrade 10 on it, I'm pretty sure that I can still be like, you know what? The PSA 10 is 1700. This has subgrades that are very, very, it even has a 10 on here. I want 8.
Yeah.
That's my thinking. Like my ask would change because I'm like, well, it's a 9, but it's not a 9. You want to cross this over? I know you do. That's what people always do.
Crazy.
Did you try any other Canadian graders? No, I don't think.
No, honestly, I just stuck with PSA. I'm gonna go with PSA. But then now that you're talking about it, like supporting the local Canadian graders, I'm like, yeah, Koba would be nice. I do have a couple Pokemon
Because your
cards.
Pokemon is not for resale for the most part,
No,
right?
yeah,
It's for your collection.
it's for the girls, like the kids to
Yeah.
kind of
Koba that thing, man.
yeah,
Koba.
got another Charizard that'll
Yeah.
Koba. Maybe I'll
You've seen
do
the holder. You've held
it
one.
is nice. The Koba holder is nice. I do have a couple other Lorcana stuff that I want,
Yeah,
like
they'll do that too.
like the foils of the legendary cards are.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if how those go. But yeah,
Because like I don't Pokemon or like TCG stuff in a PSA holder is not that nice looking.
no, no, no.
And I don't seem to sell any of that stuff ever. They're just like, oh, Pokemon card. Here we go.
Yeah, and
Over here.
you see a lot of Pokemon cards in like different types of like grading services and stuff like that. So
Hmm. The Pokemon people are way more open
that's good. Yeah,
to
yeah.
different.
Grading services.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the one thing I noticed. I've sold Kobas to the States.
oh yeah.
Yep. I did put them up with a minimum covering the grading charge,
Uh-huh.
and they still sold, let's say, $20.
Oh,
And I'm
that's
like,
not
that's
bad.
fine.
Whatever.
Because it was just like let's say a $5 card and a $15 holder, someone paid. I'm like, done.
Yeah. Hmm.
Send them off into the wild.
So,
Like MNT, I I would put
let me
some
see this MNT stuff.
hockey into it. Like maybe Bedardo Peaches get sent, even though I should send it to PSA because I want that resale value,
There
man.
is stuff.
Maybe I'll just do a base to MNT. The other thing you can do at the expo is raw grading, which is you just bring it to they'll grade it right there and put it in a
Ooh, for
semi-rigid.
MNT or
Yeah, MNT will be there doing
because I
raw,
know PSAs are too.
but that's PSA Canada. This is another misconception.
Oh.
PSA Canada like works with PSA.
Uh-huh.
They're based in Halifax. It's just an agency.
So it's just an agency that like
Like
submits
they
to
have
PSA.
agents to take it. You could go to a shop and do your sub
Uh-huh.
where a shop offers it, and they go, okay, thank you, send it away, and it comes back. One price, that's it. It's all in, done. Like that's what I usually do with my
Uh,
PSA because it's just easy.
okay.
But the agent, you go to whatever show or whatever he's at,
Yeah.
you fill out your form, you give it to him. He might have different pricing, and then you wait, and then he'll ship it back to you for more money, or you go pick it up. It's all something. But PSA Canada is not PSA.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't like PSA Canada.
Interesting. That's good to know that.
That seems really. I've heard weird things sometimes, but once you probably get locked in as like a homie and he knows you, it's probably easy. But also, I'm not interested in that.
Uh,
Why change what already works for me?
yeah, exactly.
And then there's the people that just do their own subs because they do like 1,000 card bulk sub.
Dude, that's so nuts.
I never do that.
That's crazy.
I just do the rare stuff when I need
I
to.
know. And there's like, I mean, if I don't have all the money in the world, so it's like I'm not gonna sub like all these different types of cards. Like, I'll sub the rare stuff, but the
Hmm.
things that I think are gonna get a 10.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
it's smart that way. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm actually interested to do some raw grading, I think, this year. The Bedards would be good for that at the expo.
yeah.
Just because the expo is such a different experience for a lot of people. There's a lot of vendors and it's kind of busy. And there's lots of people that might just hit you up anyways because you got a case and they want to know what you have. So if you do get some raw grades on those, some of those cards, like if they do have like a, if they're 9.5s or 10, you would think like, oh man, maybe I will actually sub this card.
Mm,
But like 20 bucks Canadian, it'll probably take like half an hour. You'll get it back with the grade on it.
it's not bad.
Yeah. Like I see sometimes like from the bigger shows where Beckett's at them, you can get your a raw graded Beckett card. Same style,
Yeah,
same label.
I've seen that too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
People.
and some people never take it out of there ever. It's like kind of junk
Uh-huh.
because you like didn't, take it out. You just like decided to leave it in there, moving around. You never know.
So cool.
But I've done some raws for some like mid McDavid stuff and then sold it. It's like, oh, cool. It's a 9.5. Nice.
Yeah.
I saw one guy I saw had a Lugia, like Neo Genesis or whatever, like old school,
Uh-huh.
and he got a 9
Oh, from
5
uh-huh.
from MNT raw grading. And I'm like, that card's like expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can be worth it.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll look into that. See if
The
there's
only
anything.
problem is if you like, some people just go raw grade everything they have
Mm-hmm.
and then expect the world for their cards.
It's wild. Yeah.
No, it's a guy at the table with a light and a magnifying glass, man. It's not the full, it's still subject to change, but it gives you a very nice, like, oh, maybe I do have something here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Hmm. Interesting.
It's a neat little experience. I'll probably raw grade like two things, maybe three, and
Okay.
I'll sub something to the Canadian company like MNT because we gotta give them a reason to keep coming back.
Yeah.
I will not sub to KSA. I want them to go away. Overtime, I do like how hard he grades, but there's no resale value.
Yeah.
That's
I didn't really
there's some
like that.
small Canadian grading companies. I don't know what they're trying to do or why they think they even have a shot,
Mm-hmm.
but they can try.
Oh, I
I
mean,
want Tag to somehow get more market share, and I don't know, BGS is super premium feeling. The subgrades are awesome, and I wish, well, they're established. I don't think they're going anywhere.
yeah.
But PSA just reigns supreme over everything.
It's like, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, so I mean, like, for grading and stuff like that, how do you typically prep your cards? Because for me, when I set my stuff into SGC, I give it like a little wipe here and there,
Yeah, but you got
but
a lot of
I
tens.
did get a lot of tens.
Yeah.
That's that's why I was surprised. I'm just like, holy shit, like crap, like
Yeah.
all this work into getting it, and then I got tens. I mean, I must have
There's
kept
like a
my
few things I've noticed, but like, what's that? There's that Instagram account and they talk about cleaning the cards. They
like
have like waxes
Kurt's
and
card
stuff. And
care
I'm
or
like,
something like that.
oh,
Yeah,
and then you're gonna have like, it's your first time grading. Make sure you buy this product, and then someone's just gonna like soak their card. oh, good job. You wrecked it. So like, is it worth it? For me, with the wax, I like open it. I'm like, oh, wow, this card gives me a feeling like, whoa, this is so much nicer.
Yeah,
It's gradable.
yeah,
I get a feeling. That's like the first thing for me, or the short print, like I said. I generally like get my um like the trading card playing mat. I have one of those.
yeah,
I put it down and I have like a non-chemical spray and a microfiber that I only use for cards.
yeah,
And I kind of put it under a light and really look at it, like try to find dirt or hair or print line, anything. And I will spray it lightly and I wipe my cards down that way.
yeah.
The back too, but you have to be very careful with paper, because like
It's just gonna
that can
bubble or
soak up.
something like that.
But one of those card care accounts, like legit, they talk about using a humidor to take out the bumps and holes in the back of the card.
You're just gonna, like, if you don't know how to do it, you're just gonna wreck it.
Yes, exactly. And some guy in the comments I was reading the other day was like, so I should use the humidor? And it's like, absolutely. And it's like, oh, like, I know it's not overdoing it, but like certain things don't go well.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much what I do. I'm not going to tell anyone how to submit their own card.
Mm-hmm.
I think that whatever you're comfortable with is fine. Just make sure the main thing is like fingerprints.
Yeah.
Like you watch breakers sometimes and they're like thumb right on the center. And I'm like, okay, you're handling the card maybe a bit more than I would want if it was my card.
uh,
Because if I rip my own, I generally don't really touch anything.
yeah.
The other thing I've noticed too, like, okay, you can buy cards online for cheaper, raw, whatever. Do it. Don't expect to be hitting tens.
Oh, for
The only
sure.
thing you can actually see is like the centering. Grab it, examine it at home, make then whatever you want to do. Don't just sub like 20 cards and expect something to work out because you just could get eight.
You just get smashed on that.
Yeah. So I like look at them online cards. I just get them, look at them, and keep them raw. Or if it's good enough, I'll sub it.
Mm,
But yeah, I just the feeling for me mostly the short print. I'll give it a clean, make sure there's no fingerprints, front and back, and away we go. I do also, not every company wants it in a top loader. They want it in a semi-rigid. So I like bag mine up so they don't have to be handled by someone else.
uh-huh.
And the other thing that I've been super aware of is it seems like if I pull this card, put it in a top, like don't handle it at all, put it in like a top loader or whatever right away, it will do better than a card that's just like been in a top loader for 3 years. There's
Oh.
something about it's the handling of the card.
Just like fresh out the packing. You're like, okay, I'm gonna
Yeah,
sub it.
yeah.
Hmm.
Less hands touching it, eyes looking at it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But some of these things, like, oh, that looks like a 10, but it's like 4 years old.
Yeah.
It might not.
Interesting.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like, I don't even know. I don't even want to support those card cleaning guys. I think there's something weird about it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like that's how the card comes, and I mean, like that's how you should grade it
Hmm.
because after that, you're just altering the card. It seems like
Yeah.
to me, it
Yeah.
seems like you're just
Like a
altering it.
low key alteration.
Yeah.
But like, it's also just you're watching this guy do it. Like, you don't have experience with it.
Yeah.
How did he figure out this? Is this legit or is it two different cards to
Mm-hmm.
sell his product?
Yeah.
Like,
Because you sent me that video with the guy. Like, there's like bubbles and dents and creases and stuff like that
yeah,
in a card, and it's like all gone after he's done with it. I'm like,
yeah. Like you
what?
can detail a car. So sure, you could detail a chrome faced card.
Yeah.
So I had to like block one of those accounts because I'm just like, they're coming up too much and it's making me feel sick inside. Like I'm wasting my money grading that Bryce Young because I could have worked on it more.
Uh huh.
Well, no, not really. Just because you at home with your magnifying glass waxed your card doesn't mean homies with like that are grading it can't see past that.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
here's an Instagram reel. Look how clean the card looks. Oh, get the microscope out. Oh, look, it's still trash,
Yeah, I never even thought
right?
about that. Yeah.
And like, I think about sometimes they take like a, you're using a wax on it. If you put too much wax on like a car, it shows all the residue.
Hmm.
So like the card like looks great here, send it away. It's like stuck inside the sleeve now
Oh
because the
man, I
wax,
know.
and then it's trashed. Like we don't know these horror stories yet,
Yeah,
but I'm like if a card looks gradable, grade it. Don't try to make every card something that needs to be graded.
yeah.
That's pretty
Sometimes they're
much
okay.
it.
Sometimes they're okay raw.
Yeah. You win some, you lose some. Same as
Exactly.
ripping the wax.
Yeah. It's like the other story, the other part to ripping is just like okay, you rip it, and then after that, it's like analyze and see if it's gradable, and then if
Hmm. Like I hit that Clark
not gonna
and
grade
it's
it.
probably not a 10.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm not upset. It's the way it is.
Hmm.
It's still a great card.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so I mean, I guess like we could just wrap it up there. That's our grading episode. Kind of just talk over about
Yeah.
different options for grading and what we think is the well. I mean, not what we think is the best, but it's just like we
It's
prefer.
just my experience,
Yeah,
man.
what we prefer and what we do and how we kind of prep our cards. Well, how Scott preps his cards because I kind of just copy what he does and I'm like, yeah, that works. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah. Well, I remember when he brought those cards to the one shop for the sub, you're just like got your cloth out and you're like, yeah, let's get it.
Yeah,
So
and I'm just like, I just gotta get these things ready. Gotta get them to go.
yeah,
Like,
like I change my penny sleeve, I change everything when
yeah.
I like I'll go from one to another. Sometimes like I really like Ultra no BCW
Uh,
over Ultra Pro.
oh yeah.
I'm a BCW guy
BCW what sleeves? Like
for
everything.
supplies.
Everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not as dirty,
Oh.
the sleeves, I find. So
Well,
that's another thing
if my
too.
if my
There's
stuff
another
come
brand I
back.
can never remember the name. It's the white branding and like they have the top like the one touches come with like it's right on the front and you can size your card up.
Oh gosh, I forgot that one.
It's super premium and clean. And then we got Big George LaRock brand.
Oh, he has a
And I
brand?
actually started liking the Big George LaRock slab bags
Hmm.
because they're like cut better on the flap.
Oh, okay, I've seen those.
But I'm not sure I like anything else from Big George LaRock. He can come after me too. Let's go.
Yeah, hit us up. Hit us up in the DMs, George.
It's like this guy's not very nice. He's just like he wants the grading company to go away and he's
Yeah,
telling us which products suck, but people like what they like too. But
that's true. I mean,
it's what
you
I'm
do you.
yeah. That guy sucks. Pack Papa, get lost.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's it for this episode. If you have any questions about grading or any comments, leave them down below, or you could,
Yeah, definitely message me.
yeah, pack
I'm
papa.
down to talk
Don't
grading. And
message me. No.
if you're local to me, I will look at your card and tell you. I've looked at people's cards before and I'm like, don't expect much, man.
Yeah,
And then we could save you the $30 at the time.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, I probably should have done that with my cards before I sent them off. I
I
thought they
looked at
looked.
some of your stuff,
Yeah, you did look at them. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how
but
things
I
go.
didn't have a light or
I haven't
anything.
gotten it
I was
back.
just
It's been
there.
almost 3 months already.
Yeah, we're very soon getting a sub back.
Yeah, we could do
Maybe we
a.
should do a sub reveal
Yeah, yeah,
one of
yeah. I think
these
we'll do that one once we get the cards back.
couple episodes away,
I'm sure we'll
maybe.
like maybe
I
like two,
can't,
three
I'm
weeks.
excited. Okay, so me, I'm gonna just do this. This is how we're gonna end this one.
Okay.
My Bryce Young press proof, I'm hoping for BGS 9. When I look at the card and from what I see, 9, that's where it should be.
Okay.
Okay. It's gonna have like 2 9 subgrades, 195, and probably an 8,
On the surface.
sadly. And then for the CJ, it's gonna have at least a 10 subgrade.
Okay.
It's gonna have probably 2 9s, maybe 3 9s.
Yeah.
maybe a 9.5, but I do think it's somehow the math. I don't know how the averages work. It's probably going to come back as a BGS 9.
Well,
But the Bryce Young is a lock at 9.
mm-hmm.
Actually, the CJ is a lock at 9. The Bryce Young is probably whatever. But here's to 9.5 on that CJ.
Yeah, and if we don't get a 9.5, we're gonna go buy some card cure supplies.
Yeah, I'm gonna crack them and try all over again. But like, if I sub those cards to PSA, they're both 9 locks,
Yeah,
no question.
yeah.
But that window, so I just don't want a 9.
Yeah. I mean,
The
when
subgrades
are you
with the BGS,
planning?
I can live with that.
When are those coming back?
Did rush like 15 days,
Okay, so
so
we should be getting it back
before the
fairly.
end of March.
Yeah, we should be getting it back soon then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it'll be interesting to see the grades on, I guess, all our
Hmm.
cards, and we'll do a reveal when they do come in.
Yeah, perfect.
So remember, follow us on our Instagram, Lost in the Cost Pod. I'm A.Toppy and that's Pack
Pack
Papa.
Papa.
You can find us all on Instagram, YouTube, whatever. And we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for listening, guys. Peace.